We are talking about Duo, Umbrella, and Meraki in this session. So for the agenda, today we're going to discuss Cisco Meraki, learning about the challenges in securing campus users and assets, what solutions are best suited to keep harm at bay, Cisco Umbrella, protecting users whether they're on or off the campus network from cyber threats, and Cisco Duo, implementing zero trust access to any application from any device at any location for any user. So next slide. My name is Adrienne Moore. I'm a technical solutions architect here with Cisco. I specialize in cloud security, and I really work a lot with higher education customers. So I work with colleges and universities across the West Coast, and my background is in technical support and implementation for Cisco Umbrella, CloudLock, and various other cloud security products. Now I'll hand it off to Ganesh.
Thank you, Adrienne. And I'm Ganesh Umapathy, Product Marketing Manager at Cisco Duo. I manage and lead go-to-market activities for various Duo's offerings, and I cover different industries for Duo, including higher education and K through 12. And now we'll hear from David from Cisco Meraki.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining the session. My name is David Van Schravendijk. I'm a Product Marketing Manager at Cisco Meraki, and I want to talk to you today about the need for network agility, why the time is really now in terms of providing that to the community that you serve. When it comes to education, what we've seen is that higher education is really ready to engage the community. They're ready to deliver the same experience that is expected, that's been delivered for the last several years, regardless of some of the newer challenges that are being faced. And institutions are really ready to provide hybrid learning models, flexible learning spaces on and off campus, not only for students, but also educators and IT staff, and to continue to allow collaboration between all interested parties. Many of the institutions that most of you work at have a brand to uphold. You want to maintain consistency, deliver value to your customers, and it's really an opportunity to stand out and make a name for yourself during these challenging times. So when we look at the research in terms of the impact of technology on satisfaction, it's pretty staggering. 68% of students say that technologies and/or infrastructure are a key factor in their college choice. And obviously, every few years, student preferences are changing, but what won't change is the fact that technology continues to be a major factor in school satisfaction. A few years ago, it might have been supporting Facebook. Today, that might have shifted to TikTok. Today, there might be more video sharing between students going on, whereas a few years ago, it might have been texting. So these things are constantly changing, and it really goes beyond just supporting this favorite social media application of a student, but actually showing a community empathy by being agile and supporting the needs of the community. It's really never been more important to use technology for that. So when we look at the network traffic across all of the Cisco Meraki networks, what we see is that education is really on the cutting edge in terms of returning from the pandemic. Education network traffic is far outstripping all other industries and verticals. And so it truly is on the cutting edge of delivering this new experience to the people that they're serving, which is pretty exciting. But obviously, there are lots of challenges for the network as well. The location of learning is varying. It could be on campus one moment, off campus the next. There's varying density patterns. There's unpredictability in terms of where people will be trying to physically access the network, even on the campus. Those habits might be changing over the course of time. And so how can you prepare for the unpredictable? A lot of people are stuck in the dark in terms of knowing what applications to predict. There are unpredictable government policies. There are certain classes that may have unpredictable challenges in terms of how they're taught. They might be more of an in-person type of class, and how do you migrate that to being a non-in-person class? And then the engagement methods are really shifting. obviously going from in-person engagement to remote engagement. How do we keep students continuously engaged, faculty continuously engaged, and what are the new platforms that can help facilitate this? And how do you understand the efficacy of that engagement? And it's really important to not be caught in the dark on those things. But luckily, the opportunity really is in the network to help deliver that digital experience that that customers love. To be able to embrace digital and leverage the cloud is going to be really important. And a lot of the changes in the network and what it can deliver come in questioning some of the assumptions. We've had some time in the last couple of months to kind of think, maybe can we shift the amount of on-demand learning that happens? What are the new things students are interested in? Can we transition more to the cloud? What processes do we have in place that could be made more efficient? For example, can we transition to DocuSign to increase the efficiency of our workflows and use other cloud applications that actually, even when we return back to a quote unquote normal, we will be much more efficient. So we could really make sure that students and staff know that the institution cares about them by delivering this new digital and cloud-based experience. And then can we scale with a platform? When you're considering a new network infrastructure or an update to your network infrastructure, make sure you think about agility of fluctuating that network edge. Can you use APIs and third-party solutions to track location data, do contact tracing, track attendance to help take a look at what is affecting the engagement of your students. A network that is open to APIs and allows for some of these new solutions to be built on top of it is really going to help you deliver for your institution and for the people using your network. And then being able to use the power of data really helps you deal with some of the unpredictable challenges that can arise. If you have a network that provides you with rich analytics to help you determine trending applications, network use cases, be able to gain visibility into traffic patterns and where network use geographically is sort of increasing and decreasing. For example, you might see the student dorms are seeing an increase. To get that visibility helps you prepare for these unpredictable fluctuations. And obviously enabling learning from anywhere, being able to deliver a network that is secure, providing really high quality connectivity anywhere on campus, whether it's large spaces, outdoors, drive-in Wi-Fi hotspots in parking lots, the ability to scale residence hall, student devices, the ability for operations to provide device support anywhere. This is really going to be important when considering what type of network infrastructure to use. And here at Meraki, we've seen the challenges faced by institutions returning to campus, certainly across lots of different geographies and different places. And organizations that have already migrated to the cloud are really at an advantage. They're able to move quickly. And institutions that have transitioned to video learning, they've used teleworker devices to provide secure VPNs for IT and call centers. They're really going to be at an advantage as well. So here at Meraki, we're really a community that wants to help connect teams across institutions because everyone's really going through a lot of the same challenges. So now getting a network up and running is one challenge, but securing a network that has a fluctuating network edge is another one. So we will have Amelie review some of the security challenges from a network perspective.
Hi everyone, my name is Amelie, and I'm also from the Cisco Meraki team. And today I'm taking a few minutes to talk about security in the higher education landscape. So I want to start off with what matters with higher education. And the first thing that comes to mind is attracting and retaining students. And while this has always been a priority, in these current uncertain times with COVID and everything else that it brings with us, obviously a lot of the classes have moved to a remote setting. However, in recent news, for example, the New York Times wrote an article about how a growing number of students are seeking repayment for tuition, room and board, and other materials that they may be paying the school for. And parents of students are also concerned with the high tuition costs and the uncertainty of not getting the same quality of education. And so, in order to retain the students that universities and other specialty schools have, security is actually one of the top priorities because students, parents, and faculty all need to have trust in the organization, which makes security a necessary objective. At the same time, that's why keeping users and campus assets secure is a top priority, and it really plays a hand in providing a seamless network experience, which is important for students if they want to continue getting the quality education they deserve with no downtime, and also the fact that professors want to be able to deliver their expertise over a secure web. So with these three ideas in mind, let's shift towards why it's challenging when it comes to security for higher education. And the first thing I want to point out is that change is inevitable. And in 2020, it's a big year for all of us because it's been all about change, uncertainties, and with that, security threats are constantly evolving, and they always find a way to get into our networks. So what can we do to make sure that security is kept at bay? Protecting against cyber attacks is more important than ever. And the second point is that teaching and learning methods have expanded beyond the campus. And because they've expanded beyond the campus and are now completely remote, security is even more important because IT teams are left with less visibility and less control over the way that users are using the network. And lastly, current solutions are complex. There are so many solutions out there, and at the same time, the solutions that are out there vary in the way that they handle security. So it's all about finding the right fit for your IT team and for the size of your school. Now that we've covered the security challenges in higher education, let's move over to the solutions that will help with each of these challenges. Now, because security threats are always evolving, we need more cloud-based solutions. And why cloud-based? Because cloud-based solutions allows you to manage your entire network from a remote standpoint and also allows you centralized management. What does that mean? It means no training or complex command lining. So if you're not someone with network specialty, you're able to learn very quickly how to use the management interface. At the same time, you can visualize and manage all of your devices in your network and configurations through a single point of management. And because it's intuitive, it's easy for you to deploy these solutions and to configure in real time and have those configurations updated very quickly. And lastly, because of cloud-based solutions and the way that they're built, you can have remote visibility and analytics. To the second point, teaching and learning methods have expanded beyond the campus. And because they've expanded outside of our normal campus site and into remote locations where we have less control of, layered security is the approach we need to take. And when I mean layered security, I mean security solutions at every layer in our network. As you can see from this diagram, with a cloud-based technology, you can connect all of your devices and users through one single interface. And with that, layered security comes a lot easily. Now, the first thing I want to point out is we need an endpoint security solution. This is going to be best in securing your mobile devices. This means devices that are constantly on the move, such as our cell phones, tablets, and even laptops. So we need a way to secure these devices. But it doesn't end there. We also need wireless security because wireless security will be able to protect our users as well. At the same time, because our network is large and has a lot of moving parts, we need to make sure that the technology that we implement ensures that access policies are consistently applied. Access policies are important because they essentially allow or disallow people from accessing different things in our network. such as a user requesting access to an email application. So making sure that our access policies are consistently applied and can be changed on the go and applied to all locations is highly important. And the next step is also to have a next-gen firewall solution that will secure our network from incoming and outgoing traffic. And next-gen firewall is a physical firewall that also includes a lot of the cloud-based security solutions that we're currently looking for. And lastly, we've been talking about a lot of the security that involves our network, but we also have to think about physical security. And there are solutions out there that integrate both network security and physical security in the same platform so that you can always rely on a single point of management instead of dealing with multiple types of solutions coming from different management systems. Having it all in one place is a really good thing to think about because that makes your management process a lot easier, especially in these current times. And to our last point, current solutions are complex and time-consuming. But just because they're that way doesn't mean they have to be. So to sum it all up, you have to look for solutions that don't require a large learning curve. And with cloud-based technology, that seems to be the case because the management interface usually doesn't require knowing how to command line. Everything is in simple language terms. It's highly intuitive, meaning that making the learning curve, making it so that lots of people can use it without the expertise in a networking background. The second point is we want to look for solutions that are intelligent. Intelligent meaning that they'll be able to pinpoint where network issues lie. After all, network issues do come up, and when they do come up, you want to make sure that you are enabled with the best tools possible to help you figure out what those issues are and how to fix it quickly. So to have a solution that's intelligent, gives you visibility, and analyzes your network for you, telling you where the network issues lie, and provide a detailed troubleshooting process can help you fix those issues quickly, making sure that you don't get a bunch of tickets and have any downtime. The third point to a good solution to consider is a solution that offers 24/7 phone and email support. While we want intelligent solutions that can pinpoint networking issues, sometimes it's not always perfect. And in those instances, you definitely want to have a solution that has email and phone support so that you can work with a person over the phone to fix those issues. And lastly, it's always good to consider whether a solution has a community forum for peer-to-peer recommendations and advice. After all, we all learn from each other, and it's always great to have a community from where we can learn from. So having all that said, that sums up what we should look for in terms of implementing solutions to cater towards our security needs, making it so that education can be trusted even in these unprecedented times. And that is it for my presentation. I will pass the baton to Adrienne, and she's from Cisco Umbrella. And she's here to talk to you about why it's important to secure your DNS layer and how to do it.
So today we're going to talk about uncovering your network security goldmine. So this is a little visual, and this stick figure is supposed to be you, and you are actually sitting on top of a network security goldmine. You are more than likely sitting on a pile of really cool data that you could use to stop attacks at their earliest point before they ever reach your network or endpoint. Don't believe me? I get it. I don't like bold claims because I'm also a skeptic, but my challenge today is to prove this is totally possible. So you don't have to believe me. Gartner, ESG, and IDC agree that DNS should be an integral part of any security program. And today we'll dive into details for you to see why. But hopefully by the end of this session, you'll be able to see how DNS layer security can help you eliminate gaps in visibility and protection just by mining your own DNS data. It's an effective and simple service to deploy and improve detection and response times. Plus, it can enrich your existing threat intelligence and reduce unnecessary alerts from downstream systems. Learn how you can cut your malware by more than 50% in just minutes while protecting your users and their devices both on and off network. Next slide. So DNS really is the foundation for your security program. DNS security is becoming an integral component of any holistic program. It's the basic building blocks for any program, and it's easy to see why. ESG believes that DNS layer is a useful, relatively cost-effective, and simple service to deploy to improve detection and response times and visibility into a bountiful threat vector, thereby enriching an organization's threat intelligence overall. Next slide. DNS security is critical. ESG and their analysts in a survey found that DNS security services is one of the top services engaged by customers. More organizations are realizing the importance of detection, response, and visibility into DNS traffic as a threat vector. And 57% of responders in this survey are utilizing these offerings for DNS traffic continuously. Next slide. So what can we do? Let's start at the beginning. We'll back it up. What is DNS security? Next slide. DNS security is so useful because it maps domain names like cisco.com to respective IP addresses, as shown here. DNS was developed so you wouldn't have to remember the IP address for every website that you want to visit. And similar to your contact list in your cell phone, so you don't have to remember phone numbers for family, friends, and colleagues. So why is this so useful for security? DNS is the first step in connecting to anything on the internet, and it's used by nearly all connected devices. Because of this, adding security at the DNS layer allows you to block threats earlier before the connection to your network is ever even made. Next slide. This is a nice visual of what this looks like in your environment. By just forwarding your external DNS traffic to Umbrella, you can provide faster, more reliable DNS connectivity and secure that DNS layer. Because we're the first step in that connection, we can see all of the internet traffic across all of your users. We can block attacks earlier from malware, command and control, and phishing attempts. And we can easily enforce web filtering with content over 80 categories and manage and block malicious cloud applications. So these are really valuable ways to utilize this service. Next slide. Cisco Umbrella also easily integrates with other Cisco products like Meraki, like we heard about earlier in this session. Combining the solution of Meraki with 100% cloud managed networking with the cloud delivered security of Umbrella, we can provide additional protection against malware, ransomware, command and control callbacks with no added latency and a really easy deployment method. There's just a couple buttons you have to switch to point your Meraki devices to Umbrella. Next slide. Umbrella allows you to block domains associated with malware, phishing, and command and control backs. And this is a nice visual of how that actually works. Any safe requests are going to be routed to that actual website. Any malicious requests are going to be routed to our block page. And any unknown or risky websites are going to be routed through our cloud-based proxy for further inspection. So this provides an additional layer of security on top of that DNS layer. Next slide. And Umbrella is really set apart from our competitors. We are the fastest and most reliable cloud infrastructure. We have an open platform with multiple APIs for integration with third parties as well as other Cisco products. We have predictive intelligence that stops threats earlier, and we have the easiest connect to cloud deployment. And we also have a broad coverage of malicious files and destinations. Next slide. So are you ready to be a hero? If you didn't know about Cisco Umbrella before, now you do, and this is sort of how we get started. So stay tuned for part 2 to learn more about Cisco Umbrella and how we can protect your users.